friends, Mr. Strange here, and today I have a little video for you to show you how silly that crazy Bertie Slack is. Now, what he claims that the rovers are turning, and then they're not turning. Then you see lens flares that are coming, and then they're going and hiding behind mountains and all those other crazy things there. What we're going to do is we're going to show you a few things to disprove what he's saying. Now, he's saying he can see rover tracks and all these other anomalies don't exist, but in fact, they certainly do exist. And that is the whole point of this video today. We're going to show you that Bertie Slack is nothing but a crazy nincompoop that should be going right down the drain along with his little Armstrong buddy. And that's where we're going to send him, and we're going to also send a little message over to that Brian Pop Robson, that big mouth rabbit of his. But without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Expat Taffy. So take her away, Expat Taffy.
Now folks, take a look at this. You can see the join line between the ground and the mountains. Okay, you can see a backdrop line, a join line. And the other arrow, as I'm showing there, you can see the lens flare on top of the lem. That's two very important things here. Now, let me show you the next photo. Very interesting, folks. Wow, 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 look at that, folks. I've tinkered with the exposure again. And as you can clearly see, the lens flare is complete all around over the rover, but look at the top green arrow, folks. A section of the mountain is now on top of the lens flare. Now there's proof this was not an old photo that's been repaired using Photoshop. It's a brand new photo made up using Photoshop in the year 2007. Look at the mountain. It's been airbrushed or pasted over the top of the lens flare, folks.
Well, it looks like we have another problem now, doesn't it there, Slackass? And the reason why is because you're not supposed to get a lens flare like this over here that's vanishing behind a mountain like this. You see that there, Slackass? So you want to tell me how a mountain can get in front of a lens flare, huh? So it looks like Expat Taffy has got you right by the short and curlies again there, doesn't he there, mate? Oh, that's such called Simple Photography 101. Right there, Slackass? Oh, I certainly think so. Not only that, but what is even funnier about this is that you could even see the stage line. And I'll show it to you right there. It's right over there, Slackass. I'll stretch out and reach out there for you. That's what is called the stage line. Ooh, yes, it is there, Slackass. Well, I'll tell you one thing is that you're not going to ever say anything about this. And I'll tell you why again. Because you're going to run off to phase 52, which is you on another channel, and you're going to go talk to yourself for a little while. Then you're going to pass a comment over to that crazy pet Easter rabbit of yours there, Pop Robson. He doesn't know anything anyway. And another thing, too. He's collaborating with Phase 52 right now. Expat Taffy's got him on the run. Now, I'd like to show you another photograph, Slackass. All right there, and this one's even better. Ooh, just wait till you see this one. All right there, so let's just run that little picture for you. All right there, roll the picture.
Now, the next thing wrong with this photo, folks, supposed to be the Apollo 17 LEM before they took off, where they abandoned the rover at the rear. You can just see the rover at the rear. Let's take a close look at that rover. There you are. As you can see in this photo, that rover is straight. It is not bent like the one they show on the other land photo, folks. The rover is abandoned, and it's abandoned in a straight position, not like they are showing here. Does that look straight to you? Of course it doesn't. And like I have shown you with this photo, there is no tracks between that LEM and this rover. None at all. Despite the fact that the idiot Bertie Slack claims he can see them. There you are, folks. Take a look for yourself. How many of you claim you can see two distinct sets of rover tracks from that LEM to this rover?
Okay, now what we have is a rover, but not just any rover. We have a rover that has the wheels in the back there, and as you can see, they are not turned. They are straight as arrows now, aren't they there, friends? I certainly can see that, because these tires over here, right, don't you think they're straight? And what about those in the back? Don't you think those ones are straight? Well, you just wait till you see the next picture coming up. That's right after this one, and it's in black and white, and you're going to notice something really strange. Okay there, friends? Okay, let's show you the next one and see what you think about this. But in this picture, we can see that the tires are in fact turned. Now can't we there, friends, eh? Oh, that's a bad thing these guys are doing, isn't it there, friends? No, according to Bertie Slack, right, he says that in the color photo, which was taken from somewhere over there, in the last photograph, according to him, he says that that is the rover in its final resting position. But the next picture shows that this is the rover in its final resting position, and the tires are in fact turned. But it's not the tires that are turned, it's the chassis that's turned. And now you want to tell me, how can a chassis turn unless it's got a pivot in it? And this has no pivot in it now, does it there, friends? So, Rex Pat Taffy has proven time and time again that this photo was stitched together with not one, not two, but three separate photographs. And that's what we have here. So we have a stitched rover together, and the astronaut is now gone, and this is supposed to be the final resting place for this here rover right down there. And yet, in the other photograph, we saw the tires were perfectly straight, and the chassis was perfectly straight. So what you got to say about that now, eh, Slack Ass? Huh? Whoa, I don't know about that, but I think you should be stuck in a rubber room for another couple of years again. That's what I think. Oh, my dear God. Well, if you think that's good, just wait till you see the next one's coming around the corner, Slack Ass. You can go tell your pretty crazy pet little Easter Bunny the same thing, too, because he's next to be thrown out of this scene here now. Okay, now let's show you the next pictures there coming up there, please.
Now, the next thing I'm going to prove to you here is all this Alcep gear is absolutely fake and is nothing more than stage props here on the Earth. None of it on the moon, folks. There you are, folks. Take a look at this. This is one of the objects among that Alcep gear. Now, the description NASA has got for this, I've forgotten the name of it, but what it says is it's got cooling fins. As you can see, strips down all the way around that NASA claims are cooling fins. There you are. I brightened it up for you to see them easier. Cooling fins, folks. Now, what does that tell you, folks? What does cooling fins tell you? Well, I'll show you how fake this is, because it's deliberately put in by the whistleblowers as a clue telling you that all of it is fake. Because cooling fins can only perform any service if air is blowing over them. They're used for passing heat from the fins to air. And what air have we got on the moon, folks? None at all. That object is 100% useless on the moon, folks.
Well, slack ass, it looks like Expat Toffee's got you really good this time, doesn't he there? So I suppose that what they're going to do here is put this here little guy over here, right? So that the air from the lem, when they let the air out, it's going to blow over on this here wrench there and cool this thing off. Oh, that's what you're going to be saying next, isn't it, slack ass? Oh, I know. You're going to send your little Easter bunny over here with all these formulas and all this nonsense that nobody understands. And all it does is makes you guys look like you're all smart when you're not. Because if you were smart, you wouldn't be putting cooling fins on a place where there's no atmosphere for them to cool down. Isn't that right, slack ass? Well, that's just too funny. I mean, oh my dear God. I really don't know how you guys can believe this bullshit here that NASA's been passing off for the last 50 years. Oh, cooling things by Astrobrand. It's too funny now, isn't it, there, slack ass? Oh, I got one little guy for you here more before we get going, so let's just roll that one too. Roll it, please, there, Rich Pat.
Now, folks, number 9, irrefutable evidence, again, that all that Alcep gear is fake. And none of it is on the moon. At all. And it's staring you in the face, not just on this lem, but every one of the lems. Let me show you why it's fake. There you are, folks. As with every other mission, they're supposed to have unloaded all this gear and put a sheet over it when they landed, but look at it here, when they're ready to take off, none of it have been used. It's completely undisturbed. So, how come they've got Alcep gear that they never took out of this pack? 100% fake, folks, and it's the same with every mission. So here you are, folks, the Apollo 17 LEM. As you can see, it's photoshopped with Photoshop 3, made after 2007, and as you can see, all the gear is there undisturbed. Like I said, it's the same with every other LEM. And here's the Apollo 16 LEM coming up to show you exactly the same. And there you are, folks, exactly the same with the Apollo 16 LEM. All the gear there, it hasn't been used at all. But look what the whistleblowers have done with this one. They've not only provided the Photoshop data, what they've done here, for our benefit, is they've left the date in. And this one is done with Windows Photoshop 6. CS6. And there you are, there's the date on it, 2009, folks.
Well, it looks like Expat Taffy has done it again, doesn't it there, friends? He has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that Apollo is a joke. Isn't that right, slack ass? When are you ever going to come to your senses and you're going to admit it, huh? Oh, I don't think you are any day soon, because you're going to be stuffed in a rubber room with that crazy rabbit of yours. But anyways, that's the way it goes. So now at the beginning we have these rovers, and then we have all these things there, and lems, and tracks, and no tracks, and well, actually, no tracks at all if you ask me, because I don't see any anywhere. Do you, slack ass? Oh, of course you do. But there's none there, and just face the facts. So, that's my spiel for today, Mr. Strange out.